various reasons, players would join West Ham United. For some, it's an opportunity to play in the Premier League, whether they're coming from abroad or they're stepping up from the Championship. Recently, it's possibly to play in European football. We're in the third season of European football. It's not beyond the realms of possibility. We've used that to sell the project at West Ham to some potential signings, and they've come in order to play at that level. A lot of players will be for money. It'll just be because football is their job. West Ham are offering big wages, life-changing sums of money for them, and they're coming to pick up a handsome pay packet at the end of the month. But for some players, it'll be a stepping stone. They'll look at West Ham and think, excellent, if I can go to that football club, if I can perform really well for them, hopefully one of the Champions League, one of the biggest clubs in European football will come and get me. Because if you get a move away from West Ham because of your performances, because you outperform the club you're at, so not a player that's done their time at West Ham, like say for example Said Benrahma perhaps has, and he's looking to move away. Not Nikola Vlasic has not worked out, so he's moved away in the summer. That happens. But in order to move and upgrade from West Ham, there's not that many clubs available. There just isn't that many clubs, because you're looking at Champions League clubs, and within those clubs that are playing in the Champions League, they've got to be able to afford the wages that West Ham are paying. There's not that many. So those players that do arrive at West Ham looking to use us as a stepping stone, I have no issues with it. In fact, I challenge it. I think, go on then, get your move to Real Madrid, get your move to Manchester City, because in order to get that, you're going to have to perform at a really high level. But not only that, you're going to have to be bloody consistent as well, and we will benefit from that. And the challengers then flung back at West Ham will go and then match them. The performances that those players are putting in, match them. Use that player in order to move up the league, move up to the next level. And we have done that over the last few seasons, hence why we've got our third season of European football. So when we signed Mohamed Kudus and Lucas Paqueta, I was expecting them to move on from West Ham at some point. I thought, they're probably coming here and they're possibly looking at moving on in a few seasons' time. And I think that is still true. But they want to go and play for a Champions League club. And I'm not bothered by it whatsoever. Like I said, the challenges on West Ham, we've done well. We'll enjoy them while we're here. The challenge is to retain them, to match their ambition. And if we can't do that, well, the challenge is to then get as much money as you can for them and reinvest it wisely. And if you get that part right, you will get better and better. You will utilise that player's time at the club. You will utilise that profit in order to grow as a football club. I would argue we've done that with Declan Rice. Now, I know we didn't sign him, we didn't pay for him, but we've used the sale of Declan Rice in order to improve the squad. I would consider that to be true. That is my opinion. I think we have done. I think the signings of Kudus, Alvarez and Ward-Prowse have made us a better team, and I'm hoping I can add Mavropanos into that conversation as well. I don't know yet. I've got a bit of an opinion on him, but still not strong enough. I need more evidence on Mavropanos. So in the possibility of Kudus leaving West Ham in the future, I think it'll probably happen. But for now, I'm enjoying Mohamed Kudus, and like I said, it's up to West Ham to match his ambitions and try and get further up the table so that Kudus doesn't have to go elsewhere in order to achieve what he wants to achieve. But I think it's a wonderful thing if a footballer's ambition is to win the Premier League title, to win the Champions League. We're not going to achieve that, West Ham, so they're going to have to go somewhere else. That's the type of player, if anything, I want to sign. A player with that hunger, with that ambition for themselves. So I expect Kudus to leave West Ham. I just hope it's not for a few seasons yet, and we can enjoy it. And while he's here, we can hopefully win a bit of silverware together. That's my hopes for a while Kudus is in Claret and Blue. But I don't expect that of every player. In fact, Kudus and Paqueta are currently the two players I'd only apply that dot process to. The rest of them, I think, are at the right club for them, at the right level. So when it comes to Jarrod Bowen, I think this is the right club for Jarrod Bowen. I'm not worried about Jarrod Bowen leaving. Until now, because of Jurgen Klopps' comments, he has got me worried quite a lot. And I wouldn't call Anfield Bowen's addition, but if it was, despite us getting smashed 5-1, despite the team playing badly, I think Jarrod Bowen possibly passed that audition. And then when you hear Klopp's comments afterwards, you would suggest that he did. Now, Klopp didn't go into detail about him. He just said that Bowen was his favourite player. I think he was talking about in regards to performance on Wednesday night. He said Bowen was my favourite player apart from my own. So I think he was saying my players played really well and so did Jarrod Bowen, and that's it. The rest of them are pretty crap. But he spoke about how Bowen taken over from Antonio Striker and developed, which would suggest that Klopp is keeping an eye on how Jarrod Bowen progresses. Now, the interest from Liverpool to Bowen, there's been rumours for quite a few seasons now that he was on the shortlist to replace Mo Salah, because Liverpool would have been planning to replace Salah for quite some time now. You just do. You're always assuming Salah might leave because they had that contract issue a couple of seasons ago. It got resolved. Now the expectations he leaves in the summer, but they would have been monitoring possible replacements for Salah over a number of different seasons. And last season, Bowen had quite a poor season by his standards, but it was still not that bad. The previous season was fantastic. This season, I think Bowen's been exceptional. I think his consistency goes under the radar. He's one of our best players. And when I say under the radar, I don't mean West Ham fans, not us. West Ham fans know how good Jarrod Bowen is. The neutrals, the non-West Ham fans, I don't think he gets as much plaudits as he deserves. 7 away games in a row he's scored, and he's gone and got another one. It wasn't in the league. We always had the Fulham game in there as well, but he's gone and scored in another away game, and it was such a really good individual goal. 12 goals this season, 6 with his left foot, 3 with his head, 3 with his right foot. He is versatile. Bowen is scoring in various different ways, clocking up a couple of assists as well. He's playing superb. So if Anfield was his addition to replace Mo Salah, I think he's possibly past it. If this season so far is his addition to get Klopp to go get him next summer, I think he's passing it. And I wasn't worried about Bowen possibly leaving, but I'm starting to a little bit. Now, before I go any further, this video is sponsored by Manscaped. Gentlemen, we don't all have to look like Father Christmas, but if you do, don't worry. Manscaped's got the beard trimmer for you to keep that facial hair looking good. But just because Santa's got hair on his chin doesn't mean he wants hair on his testicles. Maybe Santa goes to Manscaped as well to get what he needs, because they've got the Lawnmower 5 over there with interchangeable heads to take care of the upstairs as well as the downstairs. But with it being Christmas, gentlemen, it's time to look after your own bubbles, and we've got a present for you. If you go to manscaped.com, put anything you want in your basket, and you can get 20% off using the code HammersChat, all one word, no spaces, just HammersChat. You got 20% off everything, and just like Santa, Manscaped do free shipping worldwide. So while Santa Claus is worrying about the sack on his sleigh, you should be worrying about your ball sack, because just remember, it might not just be Father Christmas that comes on Christmas Eve. Anyway, right, why am I thought I did that quite well, actually. All in one take, first time is, I thought I did, that was alright, wasn't it? I'm hoping that one gets approved by Manscaped, otherwise a bit annoyed. But 20% off Manscaped, manscaped.com, links in description. Why am I worried about Jarrod Bowen? Now, I wasn't. He signed a 7-year contract. He's saying all the right things. I want to be a legend at West Ham. I believe him. I think he means that. I think when Jarrod Bowen penned that contract and said, I want to become a legend at West Ham, I want more historical moments, I'm loving what I scored him. He keeps talking about it. I think it was last week. Bowen was still talking about that goal in Prague. You can tell he's still buzzing off it. Good. So he bloody should be. He scored a winning goal in the European final. Live off it for the rest of your life. Enjoy it for the rest of your life. I want to see that from him. I want to see someone enjoying something he's achieved in life. Not just a footballer, anyone. Whatever you've done, celebrate it. And Bowen's doing that, and I think he's thriving off it. And I think part of his form this season is off the back of that one goal in Prague. He did his interview with Rio Ferdinand over on the 5 YouTube channel. He was speaking about that goal. He keeps speaking about it, and I hope he doesn't shut up. Keep going on about it. Keep bragging and keep using it to puff your chest out and be confident. But anyway, the point was, when he signed that contract, he said, I want to be a legend at West Ham. I think he's, not only is he well on his way, I believed him. However, people are entitled to change their opinion. You can change as much as you want. I think it's a fantastic thing, by the way. I think more people should be open to changing their minds sometimes. When you receive new data, reevaluate everything, about everything in life. So when Bowen signed that contract, he meant it. Today, I think if you were to say to Jarrod Bowen, where do you think you'll be next year? You'll say, I'll be at West Ham. Why would I not be at West Ham? I've got a fantastic family life away from West Ham. I'm one of the best players. I'm the poster boy at the club. The Athletic did a, I don't know if Bowen will say this, but the Athletic did a report a month ago, most shirt sales at West Ham, and I'm there. Number one, Jarrod Bowen. I'm above Mohamed Kudus. I'm above Edson Alvarez. 2 players who are massive in their own country. We've got new subscribers on Hammers Chat that are from Ghana. We've got new Mexicans following us on Hammers Chat because of those 2 players. We've got Lucas Paqueta at the club, but Jarrod Bowen is outselling them. He's the poster boy. He's the new Mr. West Ham. I'm going to stay at West Ham. However, if Liverpool rock up in the summer with a bid for Jarrod Bowen, it would have to be a bloody big one, but if they did, hypothetically, Jarrod Bowen would be perfectly within his rights to say, actually, I fancy a bit of that. I fancy going to Anfield, because instead of competing for As I said, the Carabao Cup, we're not even doing that. Instead of throwing the Carabao Cup, anyway, instead of competing for the Europa League, instead of competing for 7th in the Premier League, I'm going to go and challenge for the title. I'm going to go and try and win the Champions League, because next season Liverpool will win the Champions League. That's what I'm going to go for. And I think it would be a fair assumption that while Bowen is in the England squad, and he should remain in the England squad, and probably will remain in the England squad for the Euros, if he was at Liverpool, he's almost guaranteed to be in the England squad. Not just this one, every single one. Lack of form. Form just, at the moment, Bowen needs form to be in the England team and stay in the England team. I think if he goes to Liverpool, he doesn't even need that. He just gets in it. Lack of form. Yeah, don't worry. You're in the team. You're not playing. Oh, brilliant. You're fresh in the team. Even more reason to have you. If he's not playing at West Ham, well, you're not playing. You're not in the squad. Not playing at Liverpool. Brilliant. That means you're 100%. Really energetic. You don't have fatigue like the other boys in the squad, Jarrod. So I think his England career would almost be set in stone while he's there. And it would worry me a lot, because Liverpool traditionally don't spend loads of money. They spent a lot of money, but they've also generated a lot of money. But in comparison to Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, Man City, their competitors, they haven't spent that much net spend. So without the sale of Mo Salah, I possibly wouldn't be that worried. But when you add in the sale of Salah, the expected sale of Salah next summer, which would be, I don't know, 150 million, 200 million, it's going to be something ridiculous they're going to get for him. All of a sudden, Liverpool are cash rich. They need to replace Salah, and if they could use half the money and still have 80 million left. So when they rock up at West Ham, it better be a bloody big bid. But I'll tell you what, they can afford a bloody big bid. And that's what worries me. Klopp's comments has really made me nervous, actually. Because even if there's big changes at West Ham in the summer, even if we went and employed a dream manager, whoever your dream manager is in the summer, whether it's Moyes signing a new contract, whether it's Xabi Alonso, whether it's Zinedine Zidane, whoever, dream up your perfect manager for West Ham next season. If he took the reins, if he wanted Bowen to stay, of course he would. It doesn't mean he will. Because what is on offer at West Ham, we can't match what Liverpool can offer. We just can't. Financially, we possibly could. Liverpool said, oh, we'll give you 150 grand a week. Hang on a minute, we'll give you 150 grand a week. Wages, we can maybe match what Liverpool, not for everybody, but for Jarrod Bowen, we could possibly offer what Liverpool are doing. But that's it. Cups we're going for, we can't offer it. We're not in the same competition, we're not in the same class. The manager himself has said Liverpool are a level above us. They're on a different level. He's not wrong. I don't want to hear it from the manager, but he's not wrong. What Liverpool would have to offer Jarrod Bowen is something we can't. And that worries me, because it's easy for Bowen to sign a 7-year contract when there's no other offers on the table. It's just like I've always said prior to this summer. It's easy for West Ham to retain Declan Rice up until then, because no one bids for him. So when no bids come in, it's not difficult to keep a hold of a player, is it? So when we negotiated with Bowen, when Steiden put his arm around him and said, hey, come on, let's get this contract signed, because Mark Noble had failed to get him to sign it. There wasn't much. The options were remain on your same contract, and then possibly leave in 18 months' time for free, or you sign this new contract. It's not a difficult decision for Bowen. However, this summer, if the options were you stay at West Ham, you've got another 6 years, you stay at West Ham, or you go to Liverpool and potentially challenge for the Premier League title and the Champions League title, that would be a difficult one. And he'd be well within his rights to change his mind, because he's given us everything. He owes us nothing at this point. He's more than repaid his fee. Even just that one goal he keeps going on about, he's repaid it. He's a fantastic footballer. Now, he's still got a lot to do. He still needs to replicate what he's done in the first half of the season in the second half in order to get that move. Because let's be honest, Liverpool are going to go after someone that is an elite footballer, close to world class, to replace Salah. Is Jarrod Bowen world class? No. No, he's not. No one's claiming Jarrod Bowen's world class. But is he better than, say, Jota or Luis Diaz? I would suggest he is. Is he better suited to the Premier League than Darwin Núñez currently is? I would suggest so. Is that transfer, if it was to happen, Bowen to Liverpool, would it work out? You'd imagine so. I've always thought Bowen wouldn't work at Liverpool. I've always been a little bit unsure if Bowen was good enough. But last season, when I had that opinion, it was Bowen's performances or lack of that was making me have that opinion. But Bowen's performances this season has changed my mind. I think he is good enough for Liverpool. I think he is good enough to replace Mo Salah. And I'm worried that Klopp thinks he is the man to replace Mo Salah. The only small consolation, the only thing that makes me feel at ease is we've got him on a 6-year, well, by this point in the summer, he will have 6 years left on his contract. Hopefully it's watertight. Hopefully there's no release clause in there. I don't believe there is. A large part of the story around sort of Bowen's contracting is that we offered him a lot of money to sign for that length of period, and that length of period was almost to financially secure Jarrod Bowen for the lack of minimum fee release clause in his contract. So I'm hoping there's nothing there, and if it is, it needs to be minimum of 100 million. That's my only sort of thing that relaxes me. We'd be able to command big money, and at last we've got a guy at the club who will hopefully know how to spend that money. And I just hope that while Liverpool are planning for life without Mo Salah, I hope that West Ham are planning for life potentially without Jarrod Bowen, so that if he did leave, we know exactly who we want to go get. Because funny enough, his replacement's already at West Ham in Mohamed Kudus. Jarrod Bowen's going to Liverpool to replace Mo Salah, and we're replacing Jarrod Bowen with Mo Kudus. No one calls him that, Gio, but it sounded good. It would be the striker that we need to go get. I'm worried, and I hope it doesn't happen, because he's my favourite West Ham player. Love him to bits. Hope he doesn't go anywhere. But if he did, I wouldn't begrudge him a move to Liverpool. But for the first time, I'm starting to believe that Liverpool might just come knocking in the summer. Anyway, I'm going to shut up and disappear. Please do drop a like on and subscribe if you're around here. I've got a little bit of admin to do. If you don't want to do any admin work, this is where you disappear. But for you nosy lot, we are running a competition over on Patreon. So this is more of a shout out for patrons. Get on to Patreon, please, because we've got a prediction competition. All the patrons can enter. There's obviously no additional cost. You pay your monthly subscription fee. That's enough. You basically predict the score and the first goal scorer of the game for tomorrow against Man United. Whoever gets it correct goes in the bowl. If there's more than one winner, we'll select one overall winner. If you're subscribed to the supporters tier, you will win a signed Vladimir Coufal West Ham shirt. If you are subscribed to the supporters tier, you will win a signed Coufal or Areola shirt. You can choose which one, you get the choice. But if you're an addict, if you're in the top tier over on Patreon, you can have any signed shirt that we've got currently, which includes this signed Lucas Paqueta shirt. There you go. So if you're an addict, get over to Patreon. Well, I mean, if you're a patron, get over to Patreon and get entered, because you'll win a signed shirt if you get the correct score and first goal score. And for what it's worth, we've never had more than one winner. So if you get it right, you've probably won. But anyway, addicts can grab a signed Lucas Paqueta shirt. Now, the best thing about this shirt, well, it's not this shirt. The best thing about us buying this shirt, we didn't buy one, we bought 3. That means we've got another 2. Hopefully someone wins this on Saturday. We've got another 2 signed Paqueta shirts to give away as well. And I can guarantee at least one more will be given away to someone on Patreon. So if you are a patron, get logged in, get entering. If you're not a patron and you fancy getting have a go to patreon.com/HammersChat. All the details are there. Anyway, now I'm disappearing. I'll catch up with you tomorrow.